Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Queen Sugar review. Yes, I am late. I know this. I thank you very kindly for being patient. To all my Florida peeps, my prayers are with you. South Carolina, Florida, all points of contact, Cuba, okay, Puerto Rico, Punta Gorda, okay. All my thoughts and prayers are with you, okay. Listen, y'all know I'm about just a little over a month post-op, baby, and I done had roller skates on all day long. Figuratively, of course, but your girl been running. So I am just now here to do my Queen Sugar review. And I promise you will not be disappointed. I actually enjoyed this episode. I feel like I've gotten to this place in my head. Thank you, Pacino. Okay, because every time I want to be negative, I just think about you and your optimism, and it just bring it on down. Just bring it on down. Just bring it on down. Okay, just try to enjoy it for what it is. All right, just try to enjoy it for what it is. It's gonna be a couple of moments in this review, but for the most part, okay. Listen, y'all know this is the 7th and final season. This is episode 4. I'm guessing we have at least 6 more episodes. I don't know. I need to go and see how many episodes is in this season, because they're moving so methodically, trying to tie up each loose end. I would say that it's probably 10 altogether, right? I don't know, but that's what it feels like. This episode is called Spaces Feel. I don't know. I just don't know what it's all about. But let's get into the episode. Of course, you know, if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, what you hear, you know what I'm saying, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss nothing. I promise you don't. Okay. And y'all know to comment down below. And remember, thumbs up. It's engagement, right? Let's get into this episode. Darla got a lot on her plate. Okay, she keeping Ra afloat, literally and figuratively. She's gone back to swimming, and he want to swim too. She's trying to teach him how to float. Just relax, release, relate. Okay, let the water do all the work. Get out of your head. I'm with you, Ra. I can't float either. I can swim, but I can't float. Okay, I can't calm myself enough to float. If my mind be moving a mile a minute, you know what I'm saying? I'm working out 3 or 4 different problems at one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm already on 2 days ahead on what I got to do in the next 2 days. Okay, so I get it. Now, with everything that's going on, Blue cutting up there in DC, and Darla got to pack up. She leaving baby True down here with Ra. Okay, she nervous about it. Is she a new mom? She got this little baby, and she leaving him with a knuckle dragger. You know what I'm saying? Any woman's gonna be concerned, right? Even though if she got a good man, she got a good, kind-hearted man that love her and their children. Okay, but still he a knuckle dragger. And you don't want him tying your baby to the dog and racing them, you know what I'm saying, with the neighbor's dog. You don't know what they be, you know what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't want them putting a popcorn bowl on top of the baby's belly and eating it while the baby sleep. You don't want all this, right? So she's concerned, but Ross say he got it. Don't worry, I got it. I know what's going on. Okay, this baby is a little baby, but the baby already got appointments. Okay, this baby got appointments and meetings. You know what I'm saying? This little baby, she on boards and councils. You know what I'm saying? And she got to be to all of her appointments. Okay, Ross say I got it. We see that Prosper been giving Sandy something she can feel. Giving her something she can feel. her something that she can feel. Baby, Sandy got Prosper robe on and she headed to the kitchen to put the coffee pot on. And you know, Billy was supposed to go have early morning breakfast with Vince, but they done came back early because Billy is not ready to open up fully to Vince. And she done walked up on Sandy in Prosper robe going to start the coffee pot. And that Prosper is with all his musculations and everything. I say, Prosper, you better stand tall. You better stand stiff and strong and tall. Okay? Huh? Prosper been giving Sandy something she can feel. Billy trying to make her and Vince a bona fide problem. Like, I'm just, y'all put it down below. Is it me? Am I the only one that find this Billy Vince situation to be a little bit of a nuisance? Am I the only one? Y'all please tell me, put it down below. Y'all get me straight, okay? Listen, then we see where CPS is looking for Joaquin and his brother. And they go down to the Aunt Vi's, Prize Pies, and Dinah. And the lady say, is Joaquin here? And so she was like, who is asking? She give her a card at CPS. What is this all about? Vi said, and she find out that Joaquin, that she's got a report that Joaquin and his brother don't have an adult, a parent in the home with them, and she trying to, and they haven't been in school in a few days. And they're trying to figure out where they are and what's going on with them. And so Vi said, well, he ain't here right now. As soon as I see him, I let him know you're looking for him. And the lady said, well, okay. So I said, all right, Joaquin is about to come to a head, because ain't Vi been asking Joaquin about his mama, and he been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. We see where they had down at the co-op, and they've been having conversations about what they're gonna do in terms of getting Parthena her land back. They're gonna put all their land in a trust. Now, of course, Cordell is not with this. Cordell is never with anything. He is always the disgruntled one. What about me? Me and my land. Me and mine is Gucci. It's gravy. But one day they may come for you, Cordell. And you're gonna have a stronger standing if you are a part of a team as opposed to just one individual person, right? You may not always be Gucci. You may not always be on top. You may not always have sure footing, right? Okay, you got to have favor with God and man. Are you there? Okay, are you listening? Okay. So listen. Prosper finally talked Cordelia into it. Prosper is really the only one that can really talk Cordell into doing what's right easily. So they find out, so they decide what they're going to do is put all their land together, and then taking all the money in the trust, which has all their land together, they're going to buy Parthena's land back. Okay. It's fine. It seems like it's gonna work out great. Mo is there. I thought Mo was just gonna be there for a couple of days. I thought she was just coming to do, I don't know, just to have a small talk and look at what they had going on. I didn't know she was gonna be there for weeks and weeks at a time. I had no idea. We done got rid of Dominic. We done sent Dominic overseas. Okay, Dominic ain't here, right? So it's just Mo and it's just Nova, right? It's just weird. Plus, is it me or is Nova always down at the co-op now? I thought we was writing and stuff and working on things and bones and artifacts and things of this nature. We not doing any of this. We not. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we did it already. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. Y'all let me know if y'all noticed that too. Right? Okay, so then we see they all agree to go in to buy Athena's land back, including Cordell. We see where Michael is still in the pig pen with Zane. Okay, and finally he starts to realize that he's covered in mud. Okay, Zane said you did sell this one picture, which was great, but all these other pictures you putting up here with the black cause and the black people and black thoughts and black movement and black lives and black justice and all of this stuff, this is not what sells. And so Micah scrolling through his phone, he see the picture of when Charlie found out what happened with Davis, and she stormed out onto the basketball floor while they was playing games and said, "What did you do?" And it's one of them, like a boomerang, where it's just right. And Zane sees it as he's scrolling. He was like, now this right here could get you money. This right here could get you sold, right? This right here could bring you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. And Micah's like, no, I'm not. That's not. No. Right. This is what I mean when I say he finally realized he in the mud too. But you got that peer pressure. Right? And what your family bond has to be stronger than the peer. It has to be able to withstand peer pressure. It has to be able to withstand suggestions from the outside world. Okay. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So then we see where Joaquin comes clean with Aunt Vi about his mama. They say Ice done picked his mama up. Ice took his daddy last year or 2 years ago. Took his daddy, and they got his daddy in jail now. But the mama, they done took her back to Mexico. So him and the son here, and they told them to stay here. That they'll find them when she'll find her way back from Mexico, and she'll find them. Just stay put and keep things going like it is. It don't work that way, because the little boy, the littlest brother, he done got to fighting in school because he being bullied. So Joaquin done took him out of school. Okay. That's why the people done called. Okay. Plus they in the house by themselves with no mama. Joaquin is working. They got a secret knock on the door, child. Ka-chicka, chicka, 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 ba-da-bop. Ka-chicka, chicka, 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 ba-da-bop. That's how the brother know who is at the door. Okay. And he wait for Joaquin to call out and say it's cool to come out. Okay. When he got to telling Aunt Vi said, get your things. Let me see where you stand. Come on. Let me see where you stand. I said, get them, Vi. Get them. Now, this is what Vi do. This is what Vi do. This is what Vi does. I ain't mad at her for it. I'm not. I don't think I could have left them either. Okay. So, when she get there and she see the son, the other brother, and he got a black eye, and she say, what y'all gonna do? What's y'all plan? Y'all ain't got no family here? And they said, no, we ain't got no family. We just had our mama and our daddy. We lost our daddy. We ain't got our mama. And she said, gather your things. Gather what you need, and let's go. We're going home. Huh? Come on now. I know you hear God in that statement. We're going home. We're going to my home, meaning my home is your home, huh? You need, and I got it. You can have it, huh? Okay. And we'll scrunch in. We'll move over. We'll make room for you, but you can't live like this, huh? Not if God be God. That's what I say. All she said was, gather your things. We're going home. But this what she was saying. Okay. Huh? This is community. This is service to others. Y'all know we talked about it in our morning devotion. I'm not gonna preach. Huh? This Tuesday. This Wednesday. This ain't Sunday. I'm not gonna preach. Let's move on. Okay, listen. Child. Ra done met up with his friend Twan. Now Twan is his friend from high school, which was a girl, which is now a boy. A man. Twan is married. Okay. This Twan's son has just as many permits as True, Ra's baby girl. And they done met up for a permit together, a play date, a mommy and me circle, except it's two black daddies. Okay. And they kidding about these two black daddies and all these white mamas, all these white mamas. And they gonna show them, what I'm saying, this how black men do. Like, what I'm saying, this how black men do, right? Oh, anyway, it's a nice conversation. It's really, really good. And we catch up with Twan. Twan done left the police force, and he decided he wanted to do something else better with his life, and he started volunteering down at the transgender shelter or community center, whatever. And next thing you know, him and his wife are directors. I don't know how much he paid, but he happy. I don't know how much he paid, but he happy. They must got some money from somewhere, because they did rounds and rounds of IVF, and I do believe it's about 100 and something thousand per round. So yeah, they good. Oh, okay. So good to see Twan. Twan look good, child. If you didn't tell me otherwise, I wouldn't know and wouldn't need to know. Okay, I promise you I wouldn't. But it's a good conversation. It's a good moment. We learned about Twan, and we learned that Ra still is good. You know what I'm saying? Just empathetic, open, welcoming. He's not fazed by it. That's important for us to see as well. And it's important for other straight males to see as well. Like, it's just this simple, right? It's no big deal. Okay, you don't focus on it, I don't focus on it. It really is no big deal. Like, let's just be normal. Okay, so it's a good moment. I said all that to say. So then we see where we find out really what's been going on with Blue Child. Blue done went up there to these people's school, and he ain't like what they was teaching up there in that school, because it was all covered in mayonnaise and mayonnaise only, and ranch dressing and cornstarch. I'm saying. All the flavorless of the flavorless, child. All of the flavorless of the flavorless. Okay, and he wanted to interject some brown, some POC energy. Okay, he told him, he said, y'all talk to me about what did he say? He didn't say Mark Twain. He said I almost called it. If the tree falls in the wood, who wrote that? Oh no, I think that's Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know. Anyway, he done quoted a white man. Walt Whitman, baby. Walt Whitman, come through, English degree. Okay, Walt Whitman, right? And so he done quoted Walt Whitman, and he said, am I not a man? I'm above and beneath, and the earth and the sun and the wind. I'm multitudes, baby. I'm platitudes and longitudes and beatitudes. I'm all of the things. Am I not? He say, he quote Asante Shakur, honey. He talked about Bessie. Bessie. Oh man. Oh, I almost called it. It ain't Combs. Y'all forgive me. Now. Please forgive me. Y'all know I like to have my black names correct. But anywho, he talks about these different phases, right? Land, sky, and it's air, that's Bessie, and land and sky, and all these different things, we are all of these things. We are above and in the middle, and then beneath. We are all of these things, right? You teach us your white ways, but you don't teach us about people of color. I deserve to learn that too. And so he done went and hacked into the system, baby. I don't know why he had to hack into the system. All you had to do was Google and print out your 300 or 400 flyers, child, and pass it all out. But I think he wanted everything to be digital. He still could have copied and pasted and put together and sent it out. He could have did all that. But anyway, he hacked into school. Y'all get it. Baby, when I tell you, Blue spoke so eloquently. Okay, and then when at first Darla was telling him, you need to apologize first, straight up. This school costs a lot of money. They done let us up in here. You best apologize. I don't know what you did. Now, she never did say, why did you do this and why did it happen? They didn't have time to talk about it, I guess. Child. And when he does all this explanation to the dean, Darla is moved. Darla said, listen, what he did was wrong. How he went about it was wrong. But the reason why he did it has, in fact, made your school better, right? And improved your curriculum, Showed you the flaws, okay? The flies in your very suit, all right? And when you think about it, you owe this boy a thank you. I said, daughter, you better sell it, baby. You best get on your son's side and rah, sis, boom, bah, yo, baby. Okay? This how it's done. This is how it's done. Okay? Caucasoids do it with their children all the time. All the time. Don't care how bad it is, intent, any of that. They get behind them, they stick behind them, and they make sure when they leave there, their child gonna be good. Okay? And sure enough, Blue is good. He getting his computer back. He still get to stay in school, okay? He still get to stay in school. All right? And to thank the Lord, he decided when he get his computer back, he going to build Aunt Vi's pies, and Dinah, okay, and the co-op a website, a dual website for the market. For the farmer's market. Okay. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue, paying it forward. Thanking the Lord for saving you. Okay? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay, so we see where Wood acting like he ain't a man of service too. You done, why couldn't you call me or something before you brought home 2 whole humans? I was like, Wood, come on now. First of all, you do the same thing, 1, and 2, you know you love this part of Aunt Vi because it's one of the reasons why you love her, because she got a good heart. You know what I'm saying? She a kind soul, okay? And she ain't gonna never leave you nor forsake you. You know this. You know this. Okay, but we got to go through the motions. And Vi told him, say, listen, in a nutshell, she say they need us. They need us. Okay, they ain't got nowhere to go. You should seen how they was living. But he told up your diner, Vi. This is what Hollywood say. It don't matter. They need us. Okay, she know Joaquin. She know Joaquin a good soul. She knew Joaquin mama. That's why she kept asking about it. Turns out, they know Ignacio. Ignacio worked for the border loans. Huh? You remember when Charlie was in the hot and heavy with the nurse, the Hispanic nurse? Okay, and he was treating the migrant workers, and they busted in there. Ignacio was one of the ones that ICE took. Yeah, they know Ignacio. They know it. So I say they need us. And Hollywood just gave that little smirk like, child, this is what she do. This is what she do. She take in. She mend up, and she send them on their way. He give a little smirk, and then he acquiesces. And he said, ain't nothing like the love of a borderline woman, and give her a kiss. I was like, yep, and them prize pies don't hurt either. Okay, so we see where Vince is making his plea with Billy, and finally she says something other than vague references. It just Billy is my least favorite, you guys. I don't it's Billy and Nova. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really caring for Nova this season either, but I was too keen on her last season either, but I'm trying to give her a chance. But let's just talk about Billy real quick before we get too heavy into Nova. Okay, so Billy finally tells Vince, y'all tell me what if I'm wrong. I'm just gonna be honest with my feelings about this Billy situation. Now, Billy tells Vince, okay, she says, you know, I thought I was a bad daughter and a bad friend and a bad wife until I came back here. Now mind you, Billy ain't married to Vince. Vince done came down all this way. They got grown children. They done did everything but got married, right? He done came all this way to convince a woman that ain't even his wife to come back home. Okay? And she pushing back and pushing back and pushing back. I'm not saying Billy got to make the same choices I would make. But Lamont Rucker is fine. Okay? He ain't beating you. He ain't talking to you bad. He ain't verbally assaulting you or manhandling you. I mean, come on. At least don't string the man along. At least spit out what's going on. But for you to just dodge his calls and all of this because you don't want to talk about it, I just don't know. It just, to me, it seemed like you putting 20 on 10. I thought I was a bad daughter and a bad friend and a bad wife. She said I was assaulted and abused and disbelieved and dismissed. Now, Billy, we've been through this already. I'm not saying what happened to you was not wrong. We know it was wrong. And I'm not saying it wasn't traumatic, okay? I think everybody is entitled to their own feelings about a situation. And I don't know how you were verbally assaulted. I don't know the degree of verbal assault and how it affected you. But all I'm saying is, it's people. Not that you got to be those people or those people got to be you. But there are people. Huh? Baby, I guess it depends on your level of fragility or capacity to deal with your perception of what happened to you. You get what I'm saying? How you sorting that out. I'm not negating those things. I'm just saying, is it me or does anybody else out there feel like Billy is doing too much? She doing too much. She told this man she was abused, assaulted and abused, listen, being attacked and fighting your way out of it is definitely assault. Okay, and then people dragging your good name, yeah, I'm assuming is a form of it is definitely a form of abuse. Okay, but it was just the way she did it. I don't know. It's something about it. She said disbelieved and dismissed, right? And this has shaped her entire life. I'm not negating it. I just don't completely understand it. I don't. I understand being hurt from it. I just don't understand it having affected her life to this point. You know, it just seems, I don't know. Let me just stop right there. Okay, so listen. So she tells him, maybe I'm better than what I thought I was. And then she tells him that she never gave all of herself to him. I never gave you all of me, she says. I was punishing me and they're in turn punishing you. That's what I'm doing here, Vince. That's what I'm doing here. I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least she acknowledging that she was punishing herself and then in turn punishing Vince. You know, and I guess she was saying I did what I hung in there because, you know, I didn't want to also be a bad wife. You know, but you aren't his wife. You just settle for being a bad girlfriend. Like, I just don't. Is it me? Y'all please tell me. I really, really want y'all to help me with this Billy situation. Bilo and Pam, Lisa, Pacino. You guys, come on, talk to me. And a whole host of other honeybees. Tell me what y'all think. Is it just me? Am I being judgmental? I'd like to know, child, this Billy situation. Whoo, I was proud of Vince at the end, but we're going to talk about it. Listen. So, that was a good moment. We see where Micah meets his teacher's teacher, right? The teacher that Kiki is the TA for. His teacher is there, and she is looking at a photo of an ex-lover. I'm assuming it's an ex-lover. She called the person a woman of the love of her life. It could also be her daughter, child. I don't know. I don't make no suppositions about these types of things, but she just said the love of my life. Okay. And Micah eases up on her. He's been given an assignment to meet a total stranger, learn a little bit about that stranger, and take them pictures. Y'all know, y'all seen Humans of New York. Y'all seen how people tell their stories and folks take photos of them and all these types of things. And sometimes they're very moving. The stories are very moving and touching and all of these things. These things apparently sell. So this is what Micah's doing. He's trying to have this moment. This woman is beautiful and she dressed real funky. He let her know all that. He let her know she a bad that and about all that in the bag of chips. And she was like, oh, you are a charming one, aren't you? And so he says, well, can I take a picture of you? And she says, oh yeah, yes, you can take a picture of me. And a picture of her with this photo, because it turns out she took that photo too. She's a photographer. And she told him after they got done talking, she said, listen, if you don't define yourself, others will. Now that don't stick with Micah. He don't put a pin in that. He don't marinate. He don't marinate on that, okay? Because God was trying to tell him something. And when he had the opportunity, he had an opportunity. God had already given him the cheat sheet. This woman said, if you don't define yourself, others will. Next time I see you, you need to have the answer to my question. Who are you? Who are you really? Okay, you got this exam called life that you're going through. You've been given the answers to the test in this chapter. If you don't define yourself, others will. And when you meet the test, you forget the answers, and you go on your own instinct. You act out of fear, FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of not being included. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to preach. I already said that. I already said it. But here we are. Okay, let this be a lesson to you. Let this be a lesson to you. Sometimes God will come before a thing and give you the answers to the test. You got to listen to what he is telling you. Forget who it came from. Forget all that. Just listen to the words. Okay, something's coming, Micah. It's going to try to confound you. Here's the answer to the riddle. Okay, let's go on. Let's move on. We see where Nova's articles are doing very well, but they want to get this movie going. Okay, and she still hasn't told her family, and she needs to talk to the family. The lady is like, listen, they want to come to NOLA and talk to you about this movie. Listen, they're going to always want to come to where we are and get what we got. Capitalize off of what we got. Make money off of what we got. We can't be so quick, to get in bed with every little bitty thing that come a knocking and a calling and saying, you just so good and you just so great, and I would just love to take a little piece of your sunshine, enjoy melanation and divineness home with me. We can't just be giving it out willy-nilly. We can't be so scared that the chance will never come again that we jump on any and everything. But I'm preaching again. Listen, let's move on. Blue, like I said, his outcome was good. And he's sitting there talking to his mama about what he gonna do for Aunt Vi and how he gonna do it and how he gonna get paid in pies. And when her friend from college walks up and she tells Darla Sandoval Stanton, whatever her maiden name is that you? And when Darla sees her, she almost goes white. And she says, actually, it's Darla Bordelon now. Now, all the clues are there. All you got to do is read the room if you want to read the room. Okay, if you ain't about that mischief, if you ain't starting no mess, if you ain't petty, if you ain't messy, you reading the room. Okay, that's the first thing. She corrects you about her name. Okay, she don't stand up. She not as surprised and happy to see you too. Okay, then her young son is there, which she introduces to you, and you say, oh my gosh, you've got a son? How old are you? And he tells you he's 11. You're like, oh, that means you must have had him. Who? Why would you be counting someone else's child's age? Why are you doing that? Why? Who does that when they see somebody from college? Who is counting down right there in front of the person? Who does that? She stops you, okay, and sends her son for sprinkles. Read the room number 4. Hint number 4. And she said, oh my gosh, he looks just like Chase. And she said, Blue's father, Blue has a father. His father is Ralph Angel Bordelon. And she says, oh, okay, well, I just remember y'all was real hot and heavy, and he's about the same age as he would have been when you was in college. And she says, yeah, I remember you and Chase was hot and heavy. And Darla said, we wasn't hot and heavy. I was unconscious. And then she was like, oh, yeah. What were you expecting? She gave you 4 hints. This really hint number 5, 6, and 7, if you ask me, when she says she was unconscious. Now, you don't sit down and you don't say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You don't say, oh, I apologize for bringing that up. I had no idea. I wasn't. You don't do any of that. You were just like, oh, well, I just never. And there was rumors. Oh, we still talking about rumors? You trying to blow up? The peace and tranquility of her life? Off of what you see, it was clearly an assault? And you still want to carry on with rumors? I'd have been gathering my things. I said, good day, ma'am. I said, good day. Okay. Darla said, and she was like, well, there was rumors. And Darla said, listen, I don't do rumors. I'm done with the rumors. And I don't care about rumors. Let it go. Now, when you do stuff like that, people dig in deeper. Yeah, as we speak, she looking for Chase. She looking for Chase so she can run go tell. But it's all right, darling. Let me tell you something. When you done made up in your mind who you are, okay, and you've been forgiven, if God forgives me, I really don't give a Mickey flicky flip, okay, conservatively. What the duck you think? I really don't care. I live free, baby. I live free. And when you live free, darling, you ain't got to worry about nobody spraying you with your own tea. You ain't got to do it. You need to talk to Blue. You need to talk to Ra, and you need to talk to your family. But that's all right. That's all right. We gonna come up on that. What y'all gonna do is y'all gonna get the wrong end of dollar and get a couple of fangs in the neck. And what you get is what you get. Okay? You can't keep abusing people. Huh? You can't keep oppressing people and think they're gonna come out with joy because they feel obligated. It's gonna come to an end. Okay? Okay. So listen. We see where Ra and the co-op and Nova are down at the auction, child. Once again, hoping and wishing and praying and hoping and praying, child, that it all goes well. Okay, that they feel like they got it. Prosper and leaned over and told Thina, listen, it ain't nobody. It's mostly us here, and we all together, and we gonna do all the bidding, and this is gonna work, and you gonna get your land back. Prosper. Prosper. Okay, y'all, do y'all really have a plan together? Because all of y'all blackness should have been somewhere. Y'all should have sent Mo down there. Okay, or bona fide Caucasian down there. Y'all got enough white friends. Y'all should have sent your white friends down there and had your white friends do the bidding. That's all you had to do, was send your white friends down there and bid for the property. That's all you had to do. Y'all done showed up with all your black faces and your little numbers, and you're trying to bid. Nova, once again, she here, child. She here. Child, I don't know what that little get up was with them orange pants and that camouflage cami. And then what was that? A sweater underneath? A mock sweater, a sleeveless sweater. What was she wearing? Do we know? Oh, I used to love Nova's look. Child, wasn't nothing great on her but them earrings. But listen, she told Rod, it's a good plan, Rod. And Rod was like, I know, we got this. Okay, hoping and wishing and praying. And so they started bidding 200, 210, 230. Cordell said 240 and 250 and 260 and 280, huh? And then they say going once, going twice. It looked like it's been to be sold for 280 to the co-op. And baby, Landry said $700,000. It's 100 acres. It's 100 acres. A beautiful land, they say. Beautiful land, well kept and kempt and all of the things. All of the things. Now, I don't know how Miss Parthena been doing about herself all these years, but I don't need to pick at them scabs. I don't know. Because she don't seem like she got much wherewithal to me. She seemed like she been hopeless either too long or always. One or the other. You got 100 acres of pristine land and you need this much help? Huh? I don't know. I'm sorry, Miss Parthena. I just wanted to ask. The people what they thought. Okay, listen. And so Rock got upset, child. Sold for $700,000 to Landry Incorporated Industries Inc. Okay. LLC, LTD, bonafide. Rodden got up and stomped out there and said, hey Landry, you hear me talking to you? And Nova's like, easy. Rod don't want to hear it. He said, why? So you this what you do? And so Landry lets us know that Nova's ring shout was so moving to the council that they reversed their decision to reverse the decision of the federal government and keep the land as a historical site. So since he done lost the border loan land as a property that he can build on, now he still own it, he just can't build on it. Y'all do know that, right? Okay. Listen, y'all need the Lord to bring Landry to the brink of demise. Huh? Y'all need the Lord to call a meeting with him in Landry. What they call that? Come to Jesus meeting. That's what y'all need, to come to Jesus meeting with Landry. That's the only way he gonna get y'all all 800 acres back and get Parthena her 100 acres back. He got to go behind the veil, baby, and be shown a couple of things like Scrooge McDuck, Ebenezer. Cause y'all ain't no threat. Y'all, I'm telling y'all in your co-op, y'all ain't no threat. It's like y'all don't even know it's war out here, baby. This is war. Okay? They salt and earth. They laying waste. They dismemberment. What they say in The Woman King? Take no prisoners. Huh? Burn it all down. Huh? Y'all so messy. Y'all so messy. Listen, let's move on. Okay. And he said, Ross said, this what you do? You can't get you can't build on the borderline land, and so you gonna take Parthena's land? He said, you left me no choice. I told you this is war. Huh? I told you. You left me no choice. Huh? You bring a tomato to a gunfight. I'm gonna bring a bazooka. Huh? You got a tank, I got a nuclear weapon. I got missiles. What you gonna do? I said, baby, he done told you, Rob, baddest man hit my hand. Okay? Baddest man hit my hand. You best hit back hard enough to knock him down. Okay? Or don't hit it all, Rob. Don't hit it all. I digress. Okay, he done walked off and say, sorry, Thena. And got on in his truck, child. They ain't got to sign no paperwork. He ain't got to do no promissory note. They ain't got to have no ID or nothing. Huh? No credit card to hold the money, nothing. Child. Y'all Caucasians, y'all sure got it good. I tell you what. Okay, I almost said too much. Let's move on. Listen. So, Billy and Prosper sitting there at the house, child, after everything had been said and done, and they consoling each other and commiserating about Billy's mom and how much he loved and he don't want to replace her. And then Billy said, you ain't replacing her because she gonna always be with us. And then he said, I sure wish you would give Vince a chance and say, y'all ain't gonna give up, y'all gonna work on me, huh? Y'all two be working together. And he was like, well, just give him a chance. You know, love is hard to find, and woo. And then he tell her, you coming to the potluck? And she's like, well, I think I'm gonna stay here. He said, well, no, we need everybody at the potluck tonight. It's the first of the harvest, and we're gonna celebrate, and that includes you too. And she was like, okay, daddy. And so we all know what's coming, but let's hold this. Okay, so we see where Vi and Wood talked to Ignacio on the FaceTime, and he thanking Vi, and then he decided, you know, he got the church, his church got him a lawyer, and they sure they can get him out, child. And his wife, he talked to his wife, and hopefully she can make her way back. He gonna get her back, and they gonna come back and get the kids. But he thanking her for taking on them children and taking her in a home. He can't thank her enough, and so on and so forth. And Vi say it don't matter, it's fine. And so did Hollywood say fine, they gonna be fine, we're gonna take care of them, you ain't got to worry about them. Okay, then he talked to the kids, and he talked to them in Spanish, and I'm sure he told them how much he loved them and how much him and his mama, him and they mama fighting their way back to get to them. Okay, but and then I'm sure he told them, listen, okay, universal POC conversation, listen, y'all be good, behave yourself, don't be around there asking for nothing, don't worry them folks to death, make yourself small, clean up behind yourself, and remember how you was raised. Okay, huh? Yeah, I know y'all thought it was all mi amor, mijos, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, he said, listen, don't embarrass me. Don't mess this up, huh? Do as you told. Don't be behind that back talking. Okay, don't round and go in them folks' stuff. Mind your business. Make yourself small and clean up after yourself. Okay, so listen. Then we say, well, the CPS lady is visiting Vi in Hollywood to assess where the boys are living. And listen, she was being a bit of a bee. And she was being extra. All of that is true. But at the same time, she's supposed to be. She's supposed to make sure that those kids are in a safe space. And just because Vi and Hollywood got it looking good, she's supposed to ask those questions. She's supposed to follow the letter of the law. Okay, in terms of those kids' safety, right? She don't know them. She don't know what they hiding. You know what I'm saying? She don't know where the bodies are buried. And she let them know, listen, I don't normally do this, but what I'm gonna need you to do is get all this alcohol and lock it away. I don't care if it is cooking sherry. Lock it away. Okay, and while you fill out your application and do your credit checks and your background checks and your thorough background checks, and make sure nobody has any records on every adult in this home. Of course, they look at each other because they know Ra there, and Ra got a record. Well, hell, Darla got to have a record too. I don't know if she ever been locked up, but it just seemed like to me she was a junkie. She ought to have a little piece of a record. Okay, I don't know. Maybe her parents got it absolved. I'm just telling you. Okay, and it seems like it's a hard thing for them to do because they taking in these children, and you would think CPS would be grateful because these 2 kids they don't have to put in the system. But it's so much wickedness out in here in this world. She got to ask the questions. She got to put the parameters down. She got to set the standards, and Vi Hollywood got to meet it. You want to have permission to take care of 2 whole humans. The person who is supposed to be mediating that need to have a stern eye. I don't find no problem with the lady. Get your house in order, Vi. Get your house in order. Especially if you're going to be a house, a oasis in the storm for people. This what it is, girl. This what it is. Okay. So we see where Darla is back, and Ra is so excited about that. But he can tell her mind is kind of far away, and she's, being kind of distant and just not really talking about the trip a lot. And he asked her about the rest of the trip, what's going on with the rest of the trip and all of that. And she done small talk all she could. And he asked her again, and she said, oh, no, I'm just tired. She doesn't tell him yet. Now, take a breath, take a beat, Darla. Mourn for a moment that this is being brought back up in your face. And then get up, dust yourself off, and do what you got to do, baby. Do what you got to do to take the sting out of all of this for your people. Okay? Because it's coming. It's going to happen, and you got to know it's going to happen. You got to know. Right? Like I said, sometimes God gives us the answer to the quiz. We just don't be listening. Huh? Come on, let's move through this. Okay, listen. Prosper done had a little bit of Sandy's pecans, baby, and he wants the world to know that he love him some her. Okay, he riding there toot and beating his horn. He want to dance. Okay, he want us something special. Now he done invited everybody from far and wide, from over here to over there. Okay, from down yonder to up yonder. Okay, everybody he has invited because he want them to be there for this special occasion, first harvest, and to know the fact that he love him some pecan Sandy. Okay, all right, listen. This woman walk in and she see Vi, and Vi haven't seen you in a long time, and Vi haven't seen her in a long time, and they was like laughing and talking with they, and she see out the corner of her eye Hollywood talking to Billy. Now this supposed to reinforce the fact that Billy really went through something in this town to us, but still at the same time, I don't know. Anyway, she say, ain't that the hussy? Now this girl was in high school. She got grown children over 20 something years ago, and you recognize this woman, and you know the deets of the story. Child, this is what I tell y'all about messy people. This is what I tell you about messy, petty people. Okay? This is a passive aggressive way of people stealing your happiness. Okay? And Vi checked her. She stole your first husband, didn't she? And slept around with him. Why would anybody want to hear that? Even if that was true, why would anybody want to hear that mess from your mouth? A past they have survived. Why would they want to hear that? And she talking loud enough for Billy to hear. Of course, I feel like Billy ear been to the ground waiting for somebody to mention it, child. So, and it looked like she's trying to steal your second husband. But I said, first of all, Hollywood is not my second husband, okay? Hollywood is my forever husband. Okay, the man I'm equally yoked with. And this girl was assaulted by Jimmy Dale. And when she fought him off, okay, and kept him from going all the way, he lied on her, okay? And we all disbelieved her and drug her good name. That's over now. It has been resolved. Now you know the truth. You think you can deal with that? And the lady don't say, oh, I know. I am so sorry. I am so out of line. You were right. You know what? I'm out of order. I'm out of order. You know what? No, she just walks off like, stunned. You know why? Because your intent was bad. Your intent was bad. If you don't apologize right away for something, to me, it just feels like, to me, your intent was always to steal that joy. But I digress. Vi got her all the way together. We see where Micah is rubbing Zane the wrong way. First of all, you got all these grown men in your house. They drinking up your liquor and smoking up your pot, and you trying to talk them into evaluating how they make their money and reapproaching it and becoming the next best thing in this whole black movement and selling blackness, right? First of all, Micah, this got to be done differently. They've been stealing it too long. Unless we band together, we ain't selling jack to nobody. It's too many of us giving it away, especially over there on TikTok. They're giving all kinds of stuff away over there on TikTok. Ideas, dreams, choreography, everything you can think of. They're giving it away to these Caucasians over here on TikTok. Okay, I digress. And so he trying to do this, and Zane is pissed off about it. He pulls him to the side and he say, "Hey, listen, you made a quick little bitty buck, and you think now you're gonna reinvent the whole wheel and redo this thing? I tried to pull you along and show you how it's done. I told you you're gonna have to sacrifice something. You're gonna have to get us some LeBron." He really want Davis and Charlie. He really want their business put out there. He want Micah to sell their business. Davis is very popular still in the sports world. He wants him to sell Davis's business and Charlie's pain, their family's pain. That's essentially. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Okay, so and so he tells him, "Listen, I like you. You're a good guy. Maybe we can't work together. Maybe we can't do business, but we can always be friends. And you can always come to me for anything. Woo, woo, woo. Blah, blah, blah. Poppycock. Bullpucky." Right? So he tell him, "Listen, we're going to go to so-and-so fight party. You coming?" And he tell him, "No, y'all go ahead. I'll catch up." And he looking at the photo of his mama saying, "What did you do? Davis, what did you do?" Right? Looking at that meme, right? That boomerang meme, right? Okay, and he's toying with, if you're gonna upload, you're gonna upload it, okay? What am I gonna do? Well, there's no conundrum. God has already given you the answer, huh? If you don't define yourself, others will. Is this how you want to be defined? As somebody that will sell their mama and daddy pain? You and Nova just alike. I don't know who said it. Y'all put it down below. Who said Nova and is it Pam always saying that Micah is Nova's twin? Y'all both are as kind-hearted and giving as y'all are. Y'all both are super duper selfish, man. Y'all do stuff for your own gain, right? To make yourself feel better. If it's gonna hurt the larger group, 9 times out of 10, it don't matter. Nova's only learning now that moving in that way hurts everyone. More importantly, eventually it hurts her and her connection with the people that she loves. Micah's now got to learn this for himself. He uploads the picture. Micah. Essentially, you're selling your soul to the devil, huh? Okay. The devil said, "I'm a devil." Okay, and I'm going to give you this fake invisible check that is going to turn to smoke as soon as I sign, and you gain nothing, Micah. You gain nothing. Anywho, so like I said, all of this is going on with Micah. We see where Billy gets the parameters from Vince. Vince show up and he say, "Listen, I love you and I want you, okay? And I done put up with a lot from you. You told me what happened to you. I recognize your pain and I'm so sorry that it happened to you. But no more. No more secrets. No more holding me at bay. If you come home, you decide to come home, I want to get married. Okay, I want you to let me in, and I don't want you to do this ever again. You don't get to continue to pull me back and forth and hold me at bay. And I keep giving you my love, and you keep slapping it out of my hand hard. You don't get to do that anymore." And he leaves and go on back home. Now he done gave her a little push up. They done tried to dance, so he done pushed up on a hard girl. I would go get it. And I rock it till the wheels fall off. He fine, he love you, and listen. Ain't nothing out here, Billy. You can cash your line 20, 30, 40 times a day. And you gonna come up with a kitchen sink, an old boot, you know what I'm saying? Girl, I don't know what you fishing for, but it ain't no man. You better not let that one get away. We see where Prosper and Sandy dance. Like I said, he gives his potluck monologue about the harvest, the first harvest, and it's a miracle they was able to pull it off and get it all done, and woo 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 and yay yay yay. And then he says Sandy is also my miracle. I said, child, Sandy's pecans got Prosper wide open. He done got down on one knee and asked Sandy to marry him, child. And Sandy said, oh, she put that finger, oh, and Prosper took them big, strong, strapping hands and slid that ring on. I said to myself, listen, let me tell you something. A good wig and a set of French tips, baby, will get an old girl a man every time, baby. All you got to be is soft-spoken and keep you some Rose de Fleur. You know what I'm saying? Some de Fleur perfume, some French tips, and a good solid wig. Huh? That don't have no budge. Huh? Don't lean up on you. Baby, you can get you a man. And Sandy has done it. Prosper said, will you be my boo for life? And she said, I believe I will. And that is how the episode go off. Listen, next week is going to be a doozy. I don't know if it's next week, but they played it up like it was going to be a doozy. I'm here for it. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. What do y'all think of my feelings about Billy? Huh? What y'all think about what Micah did? Come on now. Come on. Y'all tell me. Put it down below. Listen, until next time, honeybees. I'll holla. Bye.